Good.
Yeah, all right.
Finally.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Pascal, check the sound, please.
Okay, all good. Hello, everyone. My name is Pavitra Singh. I work as a sales manager at Odoo. I'm along with our CEO and founder, Mr. Fabien Pinckaers, who is with us.
Hi, everyone. Sorry for the small issue at the last minute.
Finally.
Pascal, check the sound, please.
Okay, all good. Yeah.
And yeah.
So, first of all, thank you very much for joining us on such a short notice for this webinar. We will be sharing a lot of information during this webinar, which is strictly confidential, so we trust you not to share with anyone till Odoo days, yeah, because it will be made public then. Also, keep flowing with the questions you may have during the presentation, during the sections which Fabien will going through. I will pick up a few questions and we will answer best to our abilities. All right. So over to Fabien.
Thank you, Pav. So let's go for the different announcements today. As he said, please keep it strictly confidential. Today we're gonna speak about Odoo 11. Odoo SH, Odoo as a platform for services. This is something new I have to announce you. A new offer and pricing, Odoo Experience and the roadshow. So let's go straight with Odoo 11. You probably already know that, but Odoo 11 will be released during Odoo Experience, so October 5, in 2 weeks. The release notes are being written, so you will discover them at Odoo Experience. If you want to contribute, the projects are open in Transifex. You can contribute in the master branch. Or you can also already report bug if you test it on Runbot, because the branch has been freezed. So all the features are there on Runbot. We are doing the latest tests. What's in version 11? We have a lot of improvement in speed and user interface. It's much faster with accounting and localization. Inventory management, we made a redevelopment from scratch. MRP, services companies, Studio, website builder, e-commerce, iOS. We just got the approval from the iOS App Store for a new iOS mobile application with a few new apps like marketing automation and meeting scheduler. Check the camera. And you are not on the camera. Yeah. And in terms of framework, we did a lot of spin improvement, Python 3, and big revamp of the JS view. One of the news is that, as usual, we keep 3 versions. We continue to maintain 3 versions in parallel. So when we will release Odoo 11, Odoo 8 will be deprecated. But what does it mean for your customer? First, it means that there will be no more bug fixes on version 8, at least not free. We sometimes allow extra on the Odoo Enterprise contract, so you can buy with an extra fee 2 years extra. Or you can ask us services to fix it, but the bugs will not be free in version 8. But you or your customer can continue using the software. It's up to you. We still upgrade all versions to newer ones, so you are not locked in a new old version as part of Odoo Enterprise services. So if you come tomorrow with an Odoo 8 version, we'll migrate it to whatever you want, version 11 if you want. It applies also to the older version, like version 6.1. And we decided to stop applying 50% extra if you have a contract based on the old version. That's something we used to apply in the past. We decided we should avoid that. It's not always fair. Now we keep on ourselves to, if a customer comes with the old version, we will apply the regular price, no extra fee.
We don't have questions at the moment, so we can continue.
Okay, so yeah, the main idea here is that your customers are not forced to upgrade. We don't force people to upgrade. Of course, it's better to upgrade if you want to benefit from the new feature or the bug fix and support services, but it's up to you depending on the project. Next, in a few days, we will announce a new platform that we call Odoo.sh. It's going to be a cloud platform for partners. It's a little bit complex to explain you without showing you the platform. We'll show it to you during Odoo Experience, but you have to imagine that it's a hosting. You can host your own cloud where you have a shell SSH access like every hosting. With continuous deployment, you can develop with development branch that you put in staging and then in production. Where we manage module dependencies, you can install any OCA module or any community module in just one click. fully integrated with GitHub. So every time you commit, we launch the batteries of tests for you. So we have a testing platform, automated testing platform for you, automated deployment, continuous integration, and so on. With testing with high availability, a replication of the database and the server, scalable with monitorings and backups and so on. Yeah, it looks like that, but it's actually way more powerful than that, because the key components of the platform we launch are in the backend, or how we deploy, test, move branches in staging, in production. You have to imagine that you can have development branch that you push in staging, so that we test the development branch with your production data, and then you can merge a staging branch to production, so that we deploy in production the new version to your users, and everything is tested, deployed, and you have access to mails, logs, shells, and everything. Okay. The pricing for this new platform will be €150 on $180 per month. And you get everything. You have, for this price, 3 backup servers. So we do 3 backups on different servers and different continents of all your data. You have 3 staging servers, unlimited development branches that we build and deploy for every commit you do. Hot standby replication on 2 different servers. We have the storage replication. The database size is 4 GB, which is normally large enough for any good customer, like 50 users. And you have unlimited developers and tester, continuous integration, GitHub integration, Odoo apps integration. You can deploy Odoo apps that you purchase or free ones in just a click. Shell access, monitoring, DNS, and email. So it's the first time from the story of Odoo where we develop a product dedicated to partners. You know, we used to develop a product for customer. When we developed the Odoo version 11, we focused on the end user to have a perfect user interface, exactly what he expects. This time we put a lot of effort to develop a product that is dedicated to partners. It's €150 per month. We also have an option for dedicated server if you want to scale on much bigger data than this. But usually for all the customer below 50 users, that should be enough. But the good news is the platform will be free for partners. So the customer, if they come to us, they will have to pay this price, like our Odoo Online customers. But for the partners, it will be free, and it will also be free for all their customers, all your customers. So basically, you get the hosting, testing environment, you get your own run bot, you have your staging and development branch and environment. The main idea behind this is that we want to professionalize our partner network, and we think that if we provide good tools to partners, we'll sell more Odoo Enterprise just because the tools and the service of the partners are better. So we make it free to be sure that you like it and you can test it freely and easily. And we are sure you will like it, and we think we'll sell more because you will provide better service to the customer because of that. So it's free for you, but also all your customers. Huh? Of course, the platform requests Odoo Enterprise. We have no idea yet if we will be able to sustain this for free forever or not. So what we promise to you is to keep it free for at least 2 years. And after that, that will be the regular price, 150 per month, which is basically just the price of a dedicated server. So you get like 10 servers shared in a platform for not even the price of one server. Plus, of course, your usual partner discount. But at least there will be at least 2 years, and we'll try to do it more. Any questions?
No, not yet. Well, it seems like majority of the people are really impressed by that.
Okay. You have to see it to believe it, but it's really an amazing platform, and Anthony will do a presentation of the platform Wednesday morning during Odoo Experience, so in 2 weeks. Okay, let's move on to something.
Actually, I have one question here. Did you do the test speed from Asia and China? That's the question coming in from Nicholas.
Yes, we do have servers all around the world, including in China. No, we plan to do, we have some in Asia, but not in China. But we plan to launch servers in China soon. Mm-hmm. So there will be something. I don't know exactly all the countries we use, but we can provide a list if you want. Basically, when you start with the platform, you can decide where you want to host it. Mm-hmm. And you can move in one click. You can duplicate your database in one click. So you have a full control of what you want to deploy and where you want to deploy, and scale it. So no more scaling and installation issues.
Right, perfect.
Good?
We can move on.
Okay. Let's move to something even bigger. We are thinking about today Odoo is a tool. Today Odoo is a great tool for the user to manage the company. But we think that in the future Odoo can become a platform for services. So much better than being a good software, we should be able to provide B2B services to all companies. Let me give you an example of what I mean when I say that. This is an age receivable report of Odoo. And you see that you have your age receivable, and Camp to Camp own us a few $1,000s, and Agrolé own us a few $1,000s too. So it's a regular age receivable report in Odoo. Imagine that you could have a dialogue here that says, you can get the $10,000 that you have in your age receivable report on your bank account in 24 hours for a 3% fee on your outstanding invoices. And you just have to click there, and in 24 hours we pay you all your age receivable. What do? We do an integration with a bank that provide credit based on age receivable. As we have all the data, when the customer click on this, we will ask him what bank account you want to pay to be bet. Here is, we will pay you $325,000. The fee will be 3% of that, and the payment will be done in 24 hours. And because the customer has all its accounting data in Odoo, we can send the data to the bank. The bank can check if they agree on the credit and do the credit on the spot. And after that, they have a credit based on the age receivable automatically. And all the invoices are transmitted to the bank automatically. It could be a factoring or a credit, you choose different services. And the customer will get a direct connection with the bank. Actually, here it's not the bank, it's a service that we could be provided by Bluevine, but any other service would work. We, as Odoo, will manage the SLE, condition, and billing, but the partner will manage the service. This is one example of what could be a service provided through the Odoo interface. But let me give you another example. You are in Odoo. This is the list of invoices in Odoo. And as you can see on the right, you have a Get Paid Now button on each invoice. Imagine that every time you click on this invoice, it's a factoring. So you send the invoice to the bank, and the bank pay you directly, and the bank will get the credit will get paid from your customer. We have modules that we can integrate with banks to do that, and we can add that kind of service in Odoo. So if Odoo provides a platform for services, it could change a lot for the companies, because the value you provide to your user is not only the tool that the users use, it's also all the service they can get from this tool. It can be way more powerful than what we do today. We can really provide a tool that is amazing to the customer. And you can do that for any kind of services. You can do a factoring services where you pay all your invoice in 24 hours and the fee is 3% of outstanding invoice. We can do that for credit collection. We can have a service that records vendor bills. So you scan, you send, and your scanner sends by email, and you have accountant in Asia that records your invoice for 2 cents. So you don't even need to record your bills. You have people doing it for you for 2 cents per invoice. We can imagine a service that publish all your job offers on LinkedIn and Monster. So you paid $350, and you publish your job offers. All your job offers in Odoo are automatically published to Monster. We can have payroll services where the company do the payroll service for you. Lead generation service, like they have some companies that provide leads for a fee, like $35. Imagine that you are in the list of leads in your pipeline and you don't have enough leads. You have a button, click get more leads, 50 leads, boom, and a few days later you get 50 leads extra because of the integration with this lead generation service company. We can do that for a company that would convert CAD CAD files like SolidWorks or AutoCAD into a bill of material for you. It's a service that they will provide for you. Personal assistant, translation service, anything could be provided through the application. So in order to allow that, we will introduce in 2 weeks what we call in-app purchases. Actually, we did not invent the term, but but we will adapt it to the B2B market. So that will be an API for services available in Odoo Community and Odoo Enterprise. So you directly reach 3 million of users because it works on Odoo Community too. And the idea is the following. You have your users, the client database, the Odoo.com platform that charge and provide the service because we have the credit cards they can purchase in one click. And then you could have a partner module that provides a service, so it integrates with another service that could be a voice over IP, a bank, or anything you could imagine. So the main idea is that here is an example. You have the customer that click on this application to activate a voice over IP and start calling right away. It gets to the Odoo.com for the payment. You have to pay like 10 euro for his voice over IP calls. This is managed by a module developed by the partner, let's say a Bista solution that developed voice over IP solution, and the voice over IP module of Bista solution integrate with the service provider, which could be, as an example, AlloCloud. And so everyone gets his part of the revenue. AlloCloud will bill his usual price. Bista may get an amount that it chooses, 10%, 20% it chooses. And we ask 25% commission on all the transactions. And we are able to sell services through this very easily. So we have 4 parties, the customer, Odoo, the partner, and the service provider. Sometimes the partner and the service provider is the same. So we can imagine that AlloCloud develop its own module that connects to Odoo to offer its services of voice over IP integration in just a click without having a partner. So when you have a partner involved, you get a share of the commission. When it's the same person that developed both, of course, it chooses how he quote. And the good thing is, because we will have volumes of purchasing, we can negotiate price with the vendors with high volume. So we already started to do that for SMS, sending invoice by email, and we get discount like 35% discount. So even for the end customer, it will cost him less just because we negotiate volumes and we resell it to every users, the 3 million of users of Odoo. I hope it's clear. Any question about that?
Not yet. Most of them, yeah, you have answered it already. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And of course, Odoo will provide the SLA, the service guarantees. We will reimburse customers in case of mistakes so that there is a trust on the platform. Okay, let's move on. Yes, the new offer and pricing. So last year we decided to drop our price in a few countries like Spain. And it really worked. We have grown the revenues in these countries, in the, 20 countries where we drop our price. Very good. So we are very happy of this decision. So this year, we will reduce our price by around 40% for Saudi Arabia and UAE to check if we can get the same effect that what we had last year on the other countries. So that's one news. And then today we have the free plan on Odoo Online where you can get one app for free. You have the Odoo Online, the SaaS, where you pay per user and per app. And you have Odoo Enterprise, which is what the partner resell to their customer. In addition to that, we will have Odoo.sh, and we have the open source version, which is the community edition. So the main idea is that these pricing start to be way too complex, because it's very difficult for a customer to choose, should I go with Odoo Online, or should I go with Odoo Enterprise and host it on Odoo SH, or should I go? So we think it's time to simplify this and come back to only one offer, which is Odoo or Odoo Enterprise, with one price. So we will unify all our services. For Odoo Enterprise, we already mostly, for Odoo SH, we already mostly unified it by saying that it's free for the partners, but it will be non-free for the direct customers. So we will launch only one offer, which is Odoo Enterprise. No more Odoo Online or Odoo Enterprise. It's the same, with 3 deployment options. Standard, which is Odoo Online today, Odoo.sh, or on-premise. We plan to change the price so that it's aligned with the value. Someone in the manufacturing industry is probably willing to pay more for an MRP than a CRM. It's logic that someone using a CRM pay less than in the manufacturing industry. And we also thought it was the opportunity to fix a few things in our pricing. So let's start by a few of them. We plan to drop the no more minimum 5 users. So as of next month, you will be able to buy a license for just 1 user. We have noticed that a lot of our partners, even though we thought that the SaaS was for small companies and partners were working on mid-sized companies, we still have a lot of partners working on small companies, 2, 3, 4 users. So we think it's time to say that Odoo Enterprise becomes available starting at 1 user, because part of our plan is to be massive in terms of user acquisition, and it means working with the mass of small companies too. So we'll adapt our price so that there is no more minimum 5 users. We'll adapt this also and say that partners will get a commission on all contracts. In the past, we only offered commission on contracts above 10 users. Today, even if you have a contract with 1 user, you will have your usual partner commission, so 10% for the ready, 15% for the silver, and 20% for the gold. Even if you sell less than 10 users. We plan also to introduce a monthly payment, but only on Odoo.sh. So if you host on Odoo.sh for free, you can even propose your customer to have a monthly payment, which is way easier in some countries. Some countries like to pay on a monthly basis because you don't have to advance the cash of the subscription. We only do it on Odoo.sh because we cannot accept a monthly payment of 1 user, obviously, for someone that downloads the software, because then we give the source code and everything for just 40 euro. It would be nothing. And we plan to unify the pricing. So the future pricing will look like this. This is based on European, let's say Belgium or France numbers. Of course, we have different price for different countries. The main idea is that over the past we tried the Odoo Online pricing. We fine-tuned it for the past 3 years. And now we think we are to the point where it's very good. We decreased it a little bit by 20%. And so the price for the partners for Belgium and France, I will give you the other countries after, will drop to 18 euro instead of 25 today. And there will be a small extra per application, which is not linked to the number of users. So it's just a fixed fee on the application, like 8 euro for an invoicing and 16 euro for an accounting software. We do that because the value is aligned with what you get. Someone using a manufacturing will have a better value than someone just using a CRM, so that it's fair to have a small fee per app. We also noticed with Odoo Online that the customer better see the value from what he gets. By the fact that he paid the app, even if it's nothing, because we are talking about 8 euro per month for an app, even if it's nothing, it helps giving a value of everything we provide. When you say we have an ERP for 25 euro, they forget that you have a mass mailing, you have manufacturing, you have a website builder, you have an e-commerce. When you put a price on this, even if it's small, people value it way more. So to give you an idea, tomorrow, 10 users company with 4 apps, it's basically a service company with sales, project, and timesheet and invoicing, will pay 180 plus 40 for the apps, will pay 220. Of course, if they want more app, they pay more. Today, the price is 250, so it's a drop of the price for this use case. In addition to that, we'll do something special. The price is actually not 18, but 22.5. But we offer a 20% discount on all the new customers. So they get it at 18 euro.
Yes. And it's applicable to both users as well as to the apps. Yeah.
No, just users.
Apps as well. 20%.
For the yearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the price for the different region will look like that. So in the United States, we'll drop the price from $30 per user to $20 per user. In Spain, the price will be dropped to $10 per user and $6 per app. So you need a CRM, it's just $10 per user now and 6 per app. So basically what we are saying to the market is that we want to attract the mass with a lower price and better value our apps by putting a price on our apps, but it's so small that it shouldn't be a huge impact. And if you want to buy monthly on Odoo.sh, you have to add 20% on top of that. It's actually divided by 0.8. This is what it gives us when we do the average. When we take all the contracts Odoo Enterprise we have in Europe and Middle East, the average sum of all the contracts based on the number of users that have the apps is a drop of the price by 5.59% today. So it doesn't change that much. It's a little bit of a decrease on average. And in the US, this new pricing is an increase of 6.41%. So basically our idea was not to increase or decrease the price. We think the current price is good, enterprise I mean. It's just that we structure it differently. But the thing is, on average, so there will be people that pay more and people that pay less. Let's have a look based on the number of users. If you have the blue color here is the old pricing, the one you pay today, and the red is the average pricing you will pay, taking into account the average number of apps every customer have installed on our Odoo Online offer, because we don't have numbers for the enterprise, so we had to extrapolate based on the Odoo Online offer. So if you have one user, obviously the new pricing is cheaper. You see the blue line is bigger than the red one, mostly because you don't have to pay for 5. You pay for one user plus the app. We have an average of 92 euro per app for all the apps, sorry. So one user is a bit cheaper. 3 users is a little bit more expensive, but I think it's something around 3-5%. 5 users is the worst use case. 5 users, the new pricing is a bit more expensive, like 20-25% more. But after it drops. On 10 users, the new pricing is the same than the old. And when we grow, 10 users, the new pricing is way cheaper. And 50 users, the new pricing is much cheaper than the current one. So basically, it's not that we just change the distribution to be more fair according to the value of the apps and the user. It's on average, we lose a little bit of money on European customer and we'll increase a little bit the price on American customer, but it shouldn't change that much on average. But of course, some customer will have to pay more, basically the ones with 5 users, and some customer will pay less, basically the one with 1 or 2 users and the one above 10 users. Okay. We will continue applying the regular multi-year discount, 5% for 2 years and 3% for 3 years and 15% for 5 years. And we'll also drop the price. We'll also plan to decrease the price for the partner pack. Now the partner pack will benefit from the same discount that we have in the success pack, allowing development as part of the partner pack. So the first partner pack a new partner will buy will have a 30% discount, only the first one. We think our service is great and we want you to test our service. But the regular price will not change. The second pack will be at the regular price. So we just discount the first one. So what will be the impact on customers? Is there a question on the pricing? No, I continue?
Let's continue. Yeah.
Okay. So the impact on customers. For existing customer, for your current customer, our contracts guarantee a maximum increase of 7% per year, and we will stick to that. There is a clause in our contract that says that if we want the customer in advance, we can apply a new price, but we will drop this clause and tell your customer that the maximum will be 7%. So we will guarantee that. For the new customers, every quote is valid until end of this year, so based on the old price. So if you have a customer and you already made an offer based on the old price, you can submit it by the end of until the end of this year. We will accept it. But as of October 5, you can quote with the new pricing already. And also some details. There will be no more extra fee for all versions. So we drop this clause to simplify the pricing. And you will have the flexibility to upgrade monthly or yearly or from Odoo SH to on-premise when you want. So there will be no lock-in on that, of course. Any question?
Yeah, one question. Well, I will be answering the questions. Keep flowing in, yeah. One thing you guys asked about the online, is it more cheaper than Odoo Enterprise? That's what our mission is? No, it's not. It's one pricing. And hey, like Fabien mentioned, for customers coming from the partners, they do not have to pay for Odoo as such. Yeah, and for the online customers, they have to pay for Odoo as such, so it's not cheaper.
Yeah, actually, the logic of the new pricing is that the price becomes the same for Odoo Online and Odoo Enterprise, but we still wanted to give an advantage to the partners. That's why we said that the Odoo SH, so the hosting, is free for the partners, and our Odoo Online customer will have to pay 150 euro more. Mm-hmm. So we still have a huge advantage to the partner. You have to keep in mind that today, 65% of our revenue comes from the partner network. So for us, the partner network is strategic, it's very important, and the online revenues is only 30-35%. So we stick to that, and that's the reason why we put a big advantage on Odoo SH to the partners. And our sales guys in Odoo Online will not have this advantage. And by simplifying the pricing, I think we simplify the decision for the end users. At the end, that's what matters, to not have them choose between one price or another. We want them to choose between one service or another. Yeah. If you want a local service, it has to be with a partner. If you want custom development, it has to be with a partner. But if he wants to have something cheap with just a €3,000 service pack support on the phone, we are there with Odoo Online. That's the main idea.
Now, do you have the price calculator available so that we can do some comparisons? Yes, it will be available coming to Odoo Experience, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can do the math yourself, find it very easy, but we can show you at the end, maybe if you have time.
Probably I can show you, yeah.
Let's do it right now.
Okay.
So this is all the math that I did. So we exported all Odoo Enterprise contracts. You see them all here. Where put the name?
We put through a lot of computation, data mining, and went through a lot of scenarios before coming up with this pricing structure. Yeah. Believe me, once you do the math, you will like it. So
at the end, we have for the EMEA region, when we sum all the new contracts and the price and different things, we have a decrease of 5.59%. And for the US region, as you can see here, we have an increase of price of 6.41%. The math is complex. To give you an idea, the average apps per client in the US region is $162. That's the reason why there is an increase. And the average apps value per, actually it's less, we decreased to 80% now. Mm-hmm. It's €92 in Odoo, in EMEA.
That's average, yeah.
Yeah, that's the average today. So if you want to compute yourself. Yeah, let's move on. So, but the main data are here. Based on the number of users, that will be the impact, and also based on the industry. Like, if you just want a CRM, obviously, even if you are 5, it's cheaper. If you want a full ERP manufacturing, it's a little bit more expensive because manufacturing software are more expensive than CRM software. It's normal. And you see that that's 50 users, the old price was way too high.
Sorry, Fabien, just to interrupt. Somehow the participants cannot see your screen anymore.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Sorry about that.
Did you miss the Excel sheet part?
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it again. So we did the math. We have all our enterprise contract and all our online contract and for US and EMEA. And something I messed up with the data while I was talking. Voilà. In EMEA, it's a decrease of 8.72% on average. We had to compute based on the number of users for all of our contracts. Obviously, the 5 users will pay more, but the larger will pay less, and the 1 or 2 users will pay less. And in the United States, it's an increase, so it's red, of the price by 6.41% on average if we apply the new price to all our existing customers. To give you an idea on the statistics, the €92 is the volume of apps on average we have on an online customer for ERP. In US, it's way more. That's the reason why they have an increase. They have more apps on average per customer than what we have in Europe. It's 162 there. But you will get the files. I cannot share this file because we have all our contracts there to do computation, but we can be transparent on that, so no problem. Present. Okay, let's move on. Any other question?
Oh yeah, there are a few, but it's related to Odoo SH. Does SH support migration from current demo and testing service hosted in Google or Amazon, etc.? Partners still pay for using enterprise at full price without discount relevant to commissions.
So, no, partner keep the discount, of course. The price I provided you are public, so you keep your commission based on your partner. For Odoo.sh, it's very easy to migrate any production or development database to Odoo.sh because you just link your GitHub account and it's deployed on Odoo.sh, and then you can upload your database. Odoo.sh provides the upgrade and update service. So if you have development branch, with just one drag and drop, you can deploy on a staging server. A staging server is a server that has your production data with the new development branch, so that your testing team can, or the customer can test with its own data. And one drag and drop more, and we deploy a new feature in production so that the user can use them. So yeah, Odoo SH allows to simplify a lot the development, staging, production flow, as well as implementing your own modules or repository, because we already have all the links to deploy the Odoo services easily.
The question here is, can we share this Excel file? Sorry, we cannot, but I can promise you one thing. I can prepare, well, I have one simulator which I can share with you all. Okay, so you can play with the pricing and you will see for yourself then.
I will provide all the data for the experience. You already have, you can replay the, I may have been a bit fast on the presentation, but in YouTube you can replay the presentation when you want, so you just go back and you will be able to do it after the session.
This URL will stay, so you can review it anytime.
Yeah. So we already...
Odoo SH, is it on OVH? That's the question. Delata from London, he's asking.
We have different data server, at least 4. OVH is one of them. We also use Google Cloud. We also, in Asia, we use something which is called Online, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know all of them, but we have different data setters. The idea of Odoo SH is that it's scalable, so we move your instance to a new data center if you have more volumes. In just a click, you can replicate a new server, push someone in production, and things like that. So typically, you might be hosting a lot of different servers. It's not like you have one server to run your service. It's a platform. It's not just a hosting service.
Another question we have is when this pricing will go live. This pricing will go live from Odoo Experience, so you can offer to your customers if it is more profitable for them to go ahead with the new pricing. Because like Fabien explained, the pricing is directly proportional to the value which we are providing to our customers. So maybe the MRP customer will be paying a bit more, and for instance, the customer which is using CRM sales will be costing less to them. So no worries on that. You still have the option. I mean, this year in terms of pricing, we have a motto: simplicity, flexibility. It might look complex for you, but it's not. Like we mentioned to you, the simulator will be available to you, and you will see for yourself.
Okay, I have a question from Luis. Is there any technical restriction on Odoo SH? Yeah, there will be some restriction like dependencies, but you can install new Python and dependencies. We are working on the ability to install binary non-Python dependencies. But apart from that, I don't see any big restriction that you may have. We manage everything. For the emails, you can configure your own email servers, but we provide the email server. We even manage the email service correctly. Like if you put a production branch and put it in staging, then we will launch a mail catcher for you so that the mails are not sent to your customer and you can test and view the email in a specific software. We do the monitoring. I don't think there is a lot of restriction. Not all the features might be available at the launch because we are still working on it. Like the status of the server is still a feature we are working on, so the live status of the server. So more features will come over the time, but I don't see any big restriction to it. At least we will run all our customers on that, so it works for us, and we have thousands of customers, so that works.
Question from Brazil I have. Custom modules developed by partners will be easily migrated to PaaS?
Yes, you can install your own module. It's actually just a click. You will be able to go to let's do it. You will be able to go to the App Store of Odoo, or you can use your own GitHub private repository, or you can, and on every app you could choose an app like this one. Of course, it has to be an app on version 10 or 11, and there you will have a button deploy, and you can deploy any app in just a click, or you can synchronize with your GitHub branch, and then we deploy your own private code on the fly.
Okay. Let's continue with the presentation,
yeah,
and then we can answer all the questions.
Okay.
Sylvain, yes, we will be able to provide you the pricing per region, if you like, before October 5th, yeah. But keep it quite, I mean, regardless to say, yeah, you keep it confidential.
Okay, some news about Odoo Experience. First, we still have 2 booths left that you can order online. And I really think it's a huge value if you want to exhibit your modules or your service or your customer success stories. You can order a booth. It starts at 500 something euro, I think, for a half a day booth, or 2,000 for a 3 days booth. The value is huge. We have 60% more attended than last year. For those that went last year,
80%.
it was 80%. And for those that arrived last year, it's a lot, 80% more. So we'll have 3,000-4,000 people. 80%. We have the training sessions. It's not too late to register to the training session. We have 4 training sessions: advanced JavaScript development on Odoo, Python framework development on Odoo, especially with Python 3. I think there is one on customization with Odoo Studio and one on dedicated to accounting. It's a 2 days training that you can get before Odoo Experience. Don't miss the Premium Pass. So the Premium Pass gives you access to the food and the concert. So I have the feeling to be a salesman now, but I really think it's important because we don't get money on that. It's 100 something euro. For the food for 5 days, for 3 days, so 5 times, 3 lunch and 2 nights. But there will be amazing concert and food.
Yeah.
I can tell you that this year is going to be huge. Don't forget to invite your customer. You can talk to your account manager. We can talk to your customer if you need our help to upsell something. And you can book a meeting with your account manager. It's the opportunity to meet each other. So we want Odoo Experience to be an experience for you too and meet the people you work with at Odoo. When you arrive.
It's the massive event for networking for you guys. So book a booth, get the trainings, get the premium pass, get your meeting booked with your account managers. Yeah, we're looking forward to welcoming you and having a beers with you.
Yeah, and and after Odoo Experience, we launched the roadshows. The roadshows are the events we do in different countries, local events that we organize with partners. So we launched the Odoo version 11 roadshows, and we invite every partner to contact your account manager if you want to organize a roadshow in your city or country. We'll start the roadshow at mid-October of this year. Last year we had 60 roadshows in 12 months. And on average, we had something like
104 on an average attendees per event. Yeah.
So it's huge. Imagine that you organize one roadshow, and I think you get the leads you need for 1 year of sales. So really, this year, we want to boost the roadshow because the roadshow was a huge success last year. So we really invite you to contact your account manager and work together. The package is the same. The prices are the same. You get a link here, odoo.com/air/roadshows if you want more information. We can have a look. In the brochure, I think I have it here.
If you scroll down, you'll find details.
Yeah. I downloaded it before, here it is. So you get the facts and figure, percentage of decision maker, number of sponsors, attendees, the typical agenda of a roadshow presentation, the price, which is $1,900 in America, $1,700 in Europe, $1,200 in Asia to organize the roadshow, and we organize everything for you, the location, the food, and we have a salesperson that come with you, and we do a presentation together, and it's massive success in terms of audience and leads it generates.
When it comes to increasing your leads as well as your visibility, this is the tool you have. So talk to your account manager, get on the list first. As Fabien said, we are committed to 60 plus roadshows this year. Yeah, especially those countries where we have never been before. Yeah, we want to expand our horizon. We want to improve our visibility. Yeah,
that's important. We used to focus on key countries in the past. Yeah. We changed a little bit of strategy, and now we want to focus on key countries, of course, but we are very open to go to different other countries. I think roadshows are the key. It's a good tool to trigger new things.
Will it be possible to connect online to Odoo Experience like last year?
Yes. I think all the talks will be broadcasted online.
Yes.
So we have 6 rooms in parallel, so you will only be able to see one at a time. We have 150 talks, and all of them will be broadcasted online, if everything goes right. Because it's super complex to do. We rely on a lot of things. We have a lot of cameras and internet connection here and there. So hopefully everything will work perfectly, but if it works, we will broadcast 150 conferences in 3 days.
We have a question here from Hilal. How Odoo can prepare certified trainers that will allow partners to plug the skill shortage what we have in the market? Now, in terms of certifications, well, we have the certification. We have the e-learning platform for the partners and as well as for the end-user client. So promote e-learning platform in your region. Promote the participants of the training to take the certification. That's one thing to do. And if you want to have your own trainings, on-site trainings available, then do it so. And we will be promoting on our website. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a question here from Luis Miguel. Do you help to have visitors to the roadshows? The answer is yes. We have team dedicated to the marketing of the roadshows and promoting the event. And typically on a roadshow, 60% of the attendees, 65% of the attendees come from Odoo, and 35% of the attendees come from the partner. So yeah, we expect the partner to promote the roadshow with us. It's a shared event, but we bring the majority of the visitors to a roadshow.
Okay.
I can show you the numbers if live. Roadshows.
Are all the talks for free? Yes, they are for free, guys.
Yeah, we charge for the premium pass for the food. So if you want to lunch and eat with us and go to the concert and the catering during the night, but everything else is free. It's very important for us to remain open, and remaining open means that even an event like Odoo Experience, which is a budget around 350k euro, which is huge as a budget, even that kind of event we do it for free because we want to remain open. Of course, if you want food, you will have to pay, but that's the minimum we can do.
Mohammed, there is no special pricing for self-serving users, yeah?
Let me give you a glance at the latest roadshow we organized. As you can see, the latest roadshow we did here, Orlando, 110 attendees, Riyadh, 300 attendees, Austin, only 46, Bangkok, 167, Vietnam, 487 attendees, Kuala Lumpur, 91 attendees, Jakarta, 600 attendees. I think I'm in the Asia region, because they are the only one putting roadshow in the title. But did give you an idea. And imagine you do an event with us and you have 150 people in the room. I'm pretty sure you get customers from that.
Yeah, indeed. Hi all, when will Odoo 11 Enterprise will be launched? It will be launched during Odoo Days.
Yeah, the October 5th. Sorry.
Yeah. Can you help me get a visa to attend Experience?
Yes,
of course,
definitely.
Sure,
you should contact Severin. We'll give you for visas.
Or just drop an email to your account manager, okay? We will help you.
But hurry up, huh? It's in 2 weeks.
Any figures from LATAM?
Yeah, I can show you the roadshow of Mexico. Let's go. Where is it? The tour we did in Mexico, 589 visitors. Can you imagine? It's huge. I don't think we did a lot of countries in LATAM. I'd like to do more, but when you see 500 attendees for a roadshow, you'll be sure that the partner has a lot of lead. And we too, of course.
Another question coming in. The question is, the on-premise environment will be more expensive when the price will be based on apps use. They used to get at 25. Paul, like I mentioned before, it is not. It looks like. Okay?
Some yes, others not. On average, no.
Exactly, because the average on our end, especially in Europe, yeah, it's 92. Okay, and more users you have, it gets diluted. And if you have a less user, normally the app price, the total app cost per contract is not that high.
Question
Yeah.
from CRM Online: does version 11 have an Outlook integration? No, but you do have a Outlook integration in your App Store, and with Odoo SH you will be able to install it in one click. So the good thing with the Odoo SH and the App Store is that we don't need to develop everything. We can rely on you guys, the partners, to develop things, and we do have a good Outlook connector done by I think it's a partner, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Somco, for instance,
Yeah.
they have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Open Fellows as well.
Target integration. Did you do any roadshow in the UK?
Yes, we did
it's
in London.
The last one I will show you. London, where is it? 185 attendees. And that was 2015. So 2017, 218 attendees.
Omar, Odoo Experience is in Belgium. Okay, you can find all the details on our website. Another question we have several old customers without an enterprise contract, mostly on V7 and V8. Can we buy enterprise now and still use migration service? Yes, you can. No longer penalty fee, although we call it migration fee for those customers. Please contact your account manager and we won't charge the migration costs.
So can we cancel a NAT we did add freely in Odoo 11? Yes, you can cancel it. Question for us. So there is a lot of comments in the chat. So if we missed your question, don't hesitate to ask again.
Yeah.
Because I have difficulties to cope with the flow of information.
Yeah, it's flowing fast. Yeah. If a customer buys Odoo online, do they have to pay for Odoo SH? Well, as we mentioned, if the customer is coming via partner, then they don't have to pay for the Odoo SH. If they go directly, then yes, they have to pay.
Will Odoo create a specific offer for community customer to move to enterprise? No, I think it's our existing offer. It's already good for that. It's our business. We like Odoo Community because it brings a lot of users to Odoo, and we provide valuable features in Odoo Enterprise so that we convert them into paying customers. Some of them, actually. So I don't understand why we should create another offer. We already have an offer which is Odoo Enterprise.
What about larger clients, let's say 50+ user deployment that need the performance enhancement? Will Odoo SH be appropriate for these types of deployments?
Yes, the good thing with Odoo SH is that you can scale like crazy. And we handle everything for you. We do have the expert to fine-tune the Postgres database. We do have the expert into configuration of the servers. To give you an idea, some of the customers we deployed recently, one of the latest one was 3,500 users, actually nearly concurrent users because they all connect at the same time to write their timesheet at the end of the month. The company is called Wavestone, and we have done the roll-up and the deployment ourselves. So yeah, we can scale up to thousands of users.
I have a question from CRM Online, interesting one. Will the price remain the same for UK once UK leaves Europe? Well, at the moment the price, like Fabien mentioned, is 22.5 and you get 20% discount.
Yeah, probably the price will remain the same.
So, yeah.
Will Odoo.sh come with all the apps? Yes, it comes with all the apps. In addition to that, it gives access to all the apps of odoo.com/apps. So the 10,000 community apps will be installable in a few clicks with Odoo SH.
Yeah, the customer has to be on Odoo Enterprise to use the Odoo SH.
Yeah, of course. Odoo SH is based on Odoo Enterprise.
So, sorry, Lois. Fabio, as you mentioned in your question, yes, once I share the simulator, you will be able to get the total pricing, yeah? But come Odoo Experience, the simulator will be present online.
Question from Be Open. How will existing customer be informed about the price change since Odoo owns most of the contract? Actually, there is no price change for existing customer. The price change I showed you is for the new customers. In our contract, we have a guarantee that we do not increase the price of the customer more than 7%, so we just apply the rules that are in the contract they already signed. So there is nothing new for the existing customer. The new pricing will be for the old ones.
When is iOS app will be launched on the App Store?
It was today, I think.
Okay.
It was today, but not all the feature works because most of the features are have been developed to work on version 11. But I think it also works on version 10 with limited features.
When can
But we got the approval of Apple after fighting with them for 1 month. We got the approval, and I think it's on the App Store today.
The question multiple partners asking is when can they get their hands on Odoo SH? I believe after Odoo Experience, straight after, right?
Straight after Odoo Experience. Question from you. I will be there on Odoo Experience there, but why so shy on sharing the details now? We are not shy about sharing the details. I think you get all the details in the Excel sheet. The only thing I can provide you is the list of all the contracts because it's private information of all the customers.
But a simple simulator, maybe I can show quickly, yeah, because they're asking a lot. Yeah.
Is your computer plugged?
Yes, indeed.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, yeah.
Here it is.
Okay, here you go. Like, as Fabien mentioned, the pricing is 22.5, yeah? And we are providing 20%, well, after 20% discount is 18, yeah? So if you look...
Keep in mind that the 18 is excluding your partner discount.
Indeed.
So on top of that, you also have, as a partner, 10 to 20% discount.
Mm-hmm.
So you pay cheaper than the Odoo Online because you have your partner discount, and also because you have Odoo.sh for free, whereas online partner will have to pay for it.
So just to walk you through the simulator, you have the pricing here, plus the total app cost and the discount, right? And over here you have the new pricing, which is compared to the current pricing what we have, yeah? And where you should pay attention is the total yearly and the total yearly by user, and then you will see, okay? Let's imagine one thing, okay? It's a small company or the service company. What they're going to use is CRM, invoicing, maybe sales, accounting, if you like, a project, timesheet, yeah? So let's play with the numbers. 2 users, they're paying less, 14% less they will be paying on the early contracts, yeah? Let's say 3 users, okay, they're paying a bit more, 12 euros, come on. And on top of that, don't forget Odoo SH, okay? Let's put 7 users, for instance, okay, they will be paying a bit more, which is 13%. Let's move to 10 users. And if you progress further, like 20 users, it's a 14% discount, if you like, 14% price slack. So like I mentioned, I will be sharing this simulator with you, so you can play with it. It's the simple simulator, yeah, and that will help you.
It's basically an Excel sheet you can play with.
Yeah, exactly. You can make yourself as well. All right.
Question from Jonathan. Can we load a third-party module service on Odoo SH platform like Pentao report server? I'm not sure. I will have to check with the team. Odoo SH is done so that you can install your own thing, but I don't know how their system works for that, especially.
Admin user stays as a user. That's another question coming from multiple partners. Fabio, that's what I showed you just now. I compared the Odoo, new pricing with the Odoo Enterprise.
Yeah, he said he wants all the modules, but obviously no customer use all the apps because you don't have a point of sale and e-commerce.
I mean, at the moment in the Odoo Enterprise, customer don't mind downloading all the apps because they don't have to pay. Well, they are not using it. Still, they download it just to see.
Keep in mind that we use this pricing since 3 years, so we think we know what we are doing. And we have seen the value perceived by the customer, which is good. Mm-hmm. And we think it's better to have decreased the price per user for just purely CRM customer and increase it for the ones that needs complex implementation like MRP.
Indeed.
And all in all, it decreased for the large contract, which is good because I think most of our partners are working on more than 10 users contract.
Yep. Customers could be afraid to put data on editor's server. Do you ensure independence between Odoo SH and Odoo Enterprise? I'm
not sure I understand the question.
Me neither.
So there is no independence means... Yeah, oh, okay. If the question is the customer owns his own data? Yes. If the question is about the security, we basically apply the same architecture that what we have today on our SaaS platform that you can get on odoo.com/page/security. It's loading. And you have the SLA of Odoo Online here. Odoo SH will have its own SLA, but pretty similar to this one. So you can check everything we do for the database security. You can check everything we do for staff access. Obviously, we need staff access because we do provide support for the customer, but we have only limited people that have access to the customer data. And you have everything here from the system security, credit card safety. So I invite you to check the odoo.com/page/security page. That will be the same kind of deployment that we will have for the .sh.
Okay, I have a question here, Fabien, for you. What about the cost accounting? Will Odoo create activity-based cost accounting anytime in the near future?
There are a lot of things in activity-based costing. One of the things in IBC costing is the cost of operation in MRP. That's something we do. Cost of the materials, that's something we do. Cost of tasks, that's something we do. But obviously you can go much further when you deploy an ABC system. For the rest, we don't do it yet. So I think we do 80% of what an ABC costing requires.
I have another one. Has Odoo split some technical functions in V11 to a user setting like defaults on forms that a user can set?
I'm not sure I understand the question, but with Odoo Studio, which is a new tool, the tool was already in version 10, but has been improved a lot in version 11. You can set the default value on every field in just a few clicks.
Okay. If my customer is on Odoo SH for free and he decides not to work with me, doesn't he lose the privilege of getting Odoo SH for free?
So if your customer is on Odoo SH for free, if he decides not to work with the partner anymore, he will have to pay for the hosting, €150 per month, or go with another partner. If he goes to us directly, he will have to pay for his hosting. If he goes to another partner, the other partner can benefit from this offer.
Okay. Any news on financial budgeting?
Yeah, there is a lot of things in accounting, but I invite you to come to Odoo Experience because I don't think we will summarize 150 talks now in just a few minutes.
Is it possible to use the Docker ID Odoo SH?
No, Docker is not meant to be deployed. Docker is for is not good for an ERP where you have data that has to be persistent. So no, we don't want to use Docker, and there is no need for Docker when you use Odoo SH because we actually use container, but not Docker.
There is another question coming. It's about the criteria to move from silver to gold. Will it stay same?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. We're still having a healthy discussion
Yeah,
internally. So
we have not decided anything yet.
No.
But one thing is sure is that we have as much gold as silver, which is not normal. Normally, in a sane repartition of the value, you should have something like 10% gold, 20% of the partner silver, and the rest should be ready. And today we don't have such a ratio, so we probably have to adapt the condition to have a 10% gold, 20% silver, and the rest is ready.
Question from Jonathan from Australia. Why is the Australian price the same as the US when our exchange rate makes it 20 to 30% more expensive? Can there be an Aussie price? Yeah, it's in US dollar at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not an expert on the market, but one thing is that every country is obviously different. We try to keep it simple, so we wanted to keep only, we have 2 prices in euro and 3 prices in dollars. And if there is a variation of 10 to 20% on some countries, we prefer the simplicity of having only 3 prices for the sales to play with.
Has partner pricing been reviewed? Yes, it's been reviewed, but more for the new partners which will come on board. Still, we are under discussion. We will see to that. You will get to know during Odoo Experience.
For the existing partner, we don't plan to increase the price for sure. If we
makes
do
sense.
something, we maintain or we decrease, but there will be no increase. As we say, you have to understand our logic. Our logic is to bring Odoo to the mass. So in order to do that, we have to decrease the price to make it accessible. Like if you want a CRM, it's way cheaper now with the new pricing, or if you want a website, it's way cheaper now with the new pricing. And this logic applies to partner too. If you want to bring Odoo to the mass, we need a lot of partners. And in order to get a lot of partners, we need to make the partnership accessible. So we have not decided yet, but for sure, existing partner will not pay more. That's a guarantee. at least for next year. After, we never knows, but yeah.
Omar, question from Omar. Are you planning to have an office in Middle East soon? The answer is no. We rely on you partners to improve our visibility, to gain some market.
Yeah, we want to stay in terms of subsidiaries. We have one or two companies per continent, but we want to stay focused and say we want to have all our people at the same place and rely on the partner to provide a local service. We think it's a good strategy rather than try to create companies ourselves everywhere.
Okay. Novibi, how the new pricing apply to the existing enterprise customer? It will be a price hike of up to 7%. If that is the case, yeah, and if the pricing is beneficial to them.
Existing enterprise customer will keep their current price.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to move. Yeah.
Yeah, but we guarantee existing customer that they will not pay more. So the maximum they will pay is an increase of 7%, which is already explained in the contract they signed.
Mm. Does Odoo plan to create a baseline on partner services pricing? Yannick, can you explain this question a bit more? Yeah.
Just to be clear, Odoo.sh hosting and services, because it's not only hosting, it's testing, continuous integration with GitHub, will be free for partners and their customers.
Sure. Okay.
But if a company comes and is not affiliated to a partner, they will have to pay the public price, €150 or $180. The minimum user rule only applies to contract in the new pricing, of course.
Sorry, the admin, admin is a normal user for us, guys. I'm receiving a lot of questions about that.
So, yeah, I repeat, existing customer or the ones that sign before the end of the year will stick to the old pricing and the old feature. Obviously, they will be able to use the apps. What we are not sure yet, if we agree to put existing customer with the old pricing on the Odoo.sh. If they plan to go to the .sh, probably we'll ask them to move to the new pricing because our platform is not able to build a different pricing structure, but it shouldn't change a lot.
There's multiple questions coming. By default, is there any apps included in Odoo SH? Are there any?
Yeah, all the apps of Odoo Enterprise, plus all the apps that you load from your branch because it connects to your own GitHub when you start. Plus, you get access to all the apps of the App Store. And for the apps that have a fee, of course, you will have to pay the fee to the partner. And to answer Gore Cardozo, yes, Odoo SH will have your own run bot. So it's basically a run bot for everyone, for all your development branches for free.
If an existing customer want to buy more users, then which price will be used? Do the computation and serve the best one, depending on what is their usage.
Yeah, so we will have a 20% discount on the first pack of users they buy, €18. If they want to buy extra users afterwards, they will have to pay the regular price of €22.5. The reason being is that we want to avoid everyone starting with one user for the implementation project of 9 months. That would kill our company. So we want people to buy the number of users they need for their company at the beginning. But we might be flexible. So if you have a project in 2 phases and you deploy CRM first and then ERP after, and you come with more users and you talk to the account manager, we will of course accept the exception there.
Question I have
to give the discount on the extra users.
Question I have, I don't know if you have answered. Can we use a private repository, not GitHub, on our own server to integrate with Odoo SH?
You can, for now, Odoo SH works with GitHub, but you can use private branches on GitHub. So yeah, you can have a private repository, but it has to be linked on GitHub. Why? Because you have to imagine that every time you commit, it's synchronized. It's like Runbot. You commit, it builds on the fly. It launches all the tests on the fly. So we cannot develop our platform for your own tool. It would be too expensive. So we decided to stick to GitHub. Maybe tomorrow we'll have another one. But for now we need that to have a very good service of building and testing all your commits instantly.
Will the web themes available in Odoo SH?
Will the web teams?
Yeah, the web.
Yeah,
teams,
all the apps are available on Odoo SH, huh?
What
And the
you
web
see
teams are apps also. The only thing is that if you buy a team from a partner, you will have to pay for the price of the team, of course. If it's a team of Odoo Enterprise, it's for free, of course.
Will the free for one app offer still be available with V11? That's a question from Fabrizio.
Yes, on Odoo Online only, not on Odoo SH and not on-premise.
We have a question from Target Integration. We have a private Git server hosted by ourselves. Will it work with Odoo SH?
No, we rely on GitHub, but you can synchronize your Git repository with the GitHub one. I think it's just a few clicks. And then you will get the same feature. So you will have to replicate on a private repository on GitHub, but you can still continue using your own platform as long as it's on GitHub, even if it's a mirror on our end, it's good. Question from Mohamed. Why Odoo Partners doesn't allow to having free Odoo internal license based on some terms and conditions for internal use? Because if we do that, everyone will become a partner.
Yeah, indeed.
And because Odoo has a real value and we don't give this value for free, it's normal that such a software costs something. And we are talking about 18 euro in the future, so it's not that much.
In Odoo SH, what are my options to upgrade the custom modules? I think you answered. No?
Odoo SH, you will have to manage the migration yourself, like usually. So either you pay your own regular upgrade service, which is 800 euro per 1,000 lines of code, or you do it yourself. You have access to everything like you do today.
A question I have, Ganesh, he's asking, is there any new strategy taken to promote or create lead from Odoo to support to the partner effectively? Well, Ganesh,
yeah, the strategy is the roadshows.
Yeah.
The roadshows is very efficient for
Indeed.
that. Will Odoo create a service within their in-app purchase to aggregate banking services? Odoo Enterprise already have banking service and aggregation, so we don't need in-app purchase. We already provide that in Odoo Enterprise. We have access to 24,000 banks. But Odoo, I hope that Odoo.sh, the API in-app purchase will allow partners to develop more integration as they will get revenue from that. I'm pretty sure they will have a lot of partners that will create extra integration with extra bank services to provide the service to all users.
I have a question from Krasinia. So how many, in one Odoo SH server, how many CPUs would be there and how many DBs can it serve?
Odoo SH is a platform, it's not a server. When you use Odoo SH, you probably run on 12 different servers. 3 backup server, 2 production server, 1 server, virtual server per development branch, 1 server per staging, so minimum 3 servers for the staging branches. So it's not like you have 1 server, it's not a basic hosting service. We do the full platform to launch your branch, your run bot, to build, to deploy, to test. The servers we use are basically 2.4 gigahertz, 16 core and 60 gigabyte memory. But we scale on demand. We already organized so that we can scale to more for bigger customers. So there is no issue about the sizing when you use Odoo SH.
I guess we should wrap up now.
Yeah?
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us. If there are any questions that went unanswered, please drop us an email. Okay, we will be more than happy to answer ourselves or your account managers. Okay, and the last, not the least, please join us during the Odoo Experience. Without you partners, without the community developers, we won't be here where we are. Okay, so thank you very much, guys.
And if you want to view this webinar again, with the same link, you can review what we did today.
Yeah, this URL will stay for a time being.
And I think we plan to do such communication with the partner every quarter.
Yeah.
So every quarter we'll organize the same meeting to inform you about what's new, what's coming, the strategy of Odoo, to improve the relationship and the communication we have together.
We need your feedback, so this will be your opportunity to provide us your feedback from your countries, because you know the ground reality.
And see you at Odoo Experience.
Thank you very much, guys.